Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 46th installment of the Game Scrubs podcast, the number one podcast on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Central Time on twitch.tv/ Hogtie Productions. I'm one of your hosts, Cal. Joining me, as always, as per usual, Jake. Jake, how are you doing?
I am doing pretty damn good. I'm in the playoffs for my fantasy football league. I'm not optimistic about the championship, but I'm there. And that's about it. Just been watching a lot of good TV, watching a lot of good movies, getting back at it.
Yeah. Uh, I, too, am in the playoffs of the lone fantasy football league I'm in, which happens to be the same one that you. I don't know if you're in more, but
Nope.
we're in the same one. Turns out.
And it very well could be a Hogtie Productions championship, which would be pretty dope.
Let's just be real. It's gonna be a Hogtie Productions championship.
Hey, Baracus is in there, all right. George Kittle might come back to practice this week.
I mean, if he scores over 150 points, maybe he'll pose a threat.
God.
But that's not.
No. But, we're just out here thriving, crushing the fantasy life. You didn't care for fantasy life. I know that for some reason.
Yeah, yeah. I never. Well, I never played it. So.
That's so good.
Um. But speaking of stuff I haven't played, let's get right into it. Perhaps the biggest game release of your lifetime, my lifetime. Um, the, the game that is going to break the glass ceiling of gaming and throw everyone into gaming and loving video games. Cyberpunk 2077 has been released.
Finally.
They they did it. They finally released it.
Oh, man.
Everybody was bitching. Oh, don't delay it again.
Oh, we wait for a new
My game
installment.
now.
We need Spider-Man rebooted again before we can get. It only got rebooted twice in between when this got announced and released.
Yeah.
And it's out. What do people think of it, though?
Well, a lot of people don't. I feel like it's all over. There's a lot of people defending it. A lot of people really going in on the game.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say necessarily for good reason. We know that there's been crunch for like a year.
I was gonna say, imagine being one of the poor people that worked 100-hour weeks for months on end just to have your game come out and everyone being like, fuck, this is shit. This sucks.
Yeah.
That would be so exhausting.
And not just that, right? But to have like glitches such as, oh, I don't know, a dick hanging out of the pants.
Are we gonna get in trouble with Twitch for this?
um, they're not real dicks.
No. Horrifying.
Just don't zoom in on them, I guess.
Click on it. No.
So you want me to zoom in, make sure everybody sees?
At least there's the Ken doll style too. If you just make your character look like a Ken doll, that probably won't happen, right?
Yeah, sure. Um, yeah. There's plenty of other glitches. I've seen so many for driving sequences.
Oh my
and
god,
whatnot.
so many. Did you see the burger one where they compared it to Battlefield Hardline?
No, I didn't.
Oof, it's bad.
Battlefield Hardline was that release was bad too.
Oh, yeah.
But this one I think tops it only because it was such a high profile game.
Yep.
From a developer that previously was known for their high quality games, right?
Yeah.
And this actually, this entire debacle, right? Where and we'll get into a little bit more as far as like if people are upset, are they getting refunds? That's coming up later. But I kind of want to just put this little mini teaser out there right now of, clearly they've been working on this game for a long damn time, right?
Yes, very much so.
Um, it does beg the question at this point of whether or not open world games of this size are worth making. They've been like I just said, they've been working on this game for so long that
And what's the
to
payoff?
still have this many bugs after that amount of time. I think that at this point, uh, they hit up against the wall again, and they said, you know what, we have to release it now. I don't think it was so much of them saying we want to release it like this. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was more they had to.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. They missed the console launch window, but that doesn't really matter anyway because the specialized like Xbox Series X and PS5 versions don't come out till next year anyway.
Yeah.
Uh, Something I found really fascinating about all this was they apologized for not showing more gameplay of PS4 and an Xbox One running Cyberpunk 2077. So it's like, well, that would have cleared up the air for a lot of people. They would have lost so much money, though.
Granted, yeah, I really think if they had released any of that footage, um, they would not have sold as many copies as they did.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is how many gamers are being actually reasonable uh, that got the console version of Cyberpunk for a PS4 or an Xbox One
Mm-hmm.
X.
Did anyone get it for
Um,
the Xbox One?
I would assume so. There are some, believe it or not, there are some Xbox only people out there. Um, as a matter of fact, I know a couple at work actually, and I was just like, "Oh my god, do you realize how rare you are?"
I was gonna say, dude, like, I didn't know. I thought you had to be at least 14 to work at like anywhere.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Um,
Thank you.
Now, what the hell was the point I was just making?
Oh,
Um,
how if they'd showed this video, it would have been catastrophic for them.
oh yeah, yeah, they wouldn't have sold nearly as many copies
Mm-hmm.
because people would have said, "Oh, that looks buggy as shit."
That looks like shit.
Granted, they at that point would they have released the video at all?
No.
And that's something actually that Brian Altano I did see tweeting about, saying, just throwing it out there, saying, "Hey, I haven't seen any footage, and I haven't seen any early release stuff of this running on last gen consoles."
Yup. Good
Um,
thing to throw out
which
there.
which has traditionally been a red flag for if a game is going to run properly or not.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Man, did you see that meme I shared? I totally stole it from him actually, where it was Cyberpunk 2076, and it looked like the Fallout 76. Like, yikes.
I haven't seen it, but or if I did see it, I forgot about it. But the way you describe it, yeah, sounds good.
Spot on.
Yes. Uh, Now, all the release complications aside, for a second, uh, that all this is not to say that CD Projekt Red has just said, "Well, it's out.
There it is.
We'll roll some updates out as we fix them. We're gonna take our time." Uh, they had a day one patch, and they also have another hot fix coming out very soon.
Yup.
Oh no, it came out 3 days ago. Damn.
It's
uh,
out. It's done.
we uh Brandon Wheels and I talked about how there was a seizure
Oh my god.
warning.
Did you, I can we have that, right? Isn't that our
What?
next story? Or, oh, that's the yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry.
I was trying to transition into that.
That's my
Sorry.
bad. That was all in the first article too, so I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, indubitably." But yeah, sorry. Yeah, we got a tip from a friend that was like, "Hey, this is happening. Make sure if you're streaming this to watch out for it." I'm like, "Shit, that's crazy."
Yeah. However, with this patch, um, CD Projekt Red, I blanked on their name for a sec there. They said basically we are working to try to get rid of that seizure stuff. So uh, they're working on. They're probably just using lasers or something in the game instead of
Mhm.
whatever flashing lights, like literally throughout the entire screen.
God, just Porygon episode of Pokemon in there. Just all flashing lights all the time.
Really wanted to watch that episode so bad.
I watched it online and fuck, I totally understand why kids had seizures watching it. It's so much. I just feel so bad for them that there's so many issues out of the box with this. Talking about like one other thing they talked about was speaking of streaming is a song in the game would get you in trouble if you're streaming it on Twitch. It's like, come on.
So what they're doing though is they're uh, part of this hot fix is to have a menu option to disable copyrighted music, which not everybody is really going for. I know I was watching Moist Critical talk about the game a little bit because he had been playing it on his stream for a while, and he said, "You know what? I'll take the DMCA. The music slap, and I don't care."
Good
Which
man.
I guess if you're him and you're one of the best, or not best, but one of the top streamers on the platform, you probably can get away with that
Yeah,
stuff.
you're fine. It's totally cool. Oh my gosh.
Why play by rules that the rest of us play by when you command an a audience of tens of thousands?
Ah, that shit that happens when you got that money.
Yeah. Um. So there's also been like the very typical bugs like quest bugs
Oh yeah.
or NPC bugs.
Better than Ubisoft's NPC bugs with what Assassin's Creed Unity, where people's faces just fucking disappeared.
Yeah, yeah, less nightmare inducing stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, it's nice because then there's also just like some quality of life ones where it's just like visual, just performance and stability.
Yeah, right out of the box, or well, I say that, in a metaphorical sense. The game was chugging, even
Yeah,
on PC. But that hot fix, like literally immediately, will help with the performance issues.
that's incredible.
Yeah. So that's a positive that they are probably still crunching
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
on all these bugs. And now they don't have to worry about hearing about it
Yep.
because the general public, there's no QA tester like the general public. I'll
Oh
tell you
my
that.
gosh. Yeah, they're the most vocal QA testers, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, where else will you find someone willing to abuse the shit out of the geometry for whatever reason?
Right.
Although the fact that, some of these bugs, it just didn't make sense that they'd release the game like that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Had to get it out before the holidays, man.
Yeah, which is just a bummer.
8 days of Hanukkah.
So, you know,
Get another copy of CD. Get another copy of Cyberpunk 2077 every night. Woo! Still sucks. Still glitchy as hell. And that's destined to happen with a game of this scope, though.
definitely. Um, some of the positive things I've heard are the music. First off, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The other thing I heard about was that um, even though the gunplay is a little stiff, the just roaming around Night City does seem very, very immersive.
Nice. That's fantastic.
I haven't played it though, not yet.
Same.
We'll be, I'll be streaming it when I get it.
Hey, this
But
guy.
we'll see. Maybe it'll be fixed by then. Uh, so
I didn't realize
anyway,
you were waiting
I
a
just
couple.
want to take this time right now to announce that I will be streaming Cyberpunk 2077 on January 1st, 2077.
I was just gonna say I didn't realize you were waiting so many years to get this game, waiting for it
Yeah.
to be fixed.
By that point, I'll be projecting my live stream straight from my head from the microchip that just later on in 2021 we'll all be getting.
Oh my god. Those memes about resisting buying Microsoft products after getting the COVID vaccine. Oh my god.
Just can't wait for Gears 20.
Just keep putting them out.
Yeah. Um.
But
All this said,
even
if
go ahead.
I was just gonna move right on basically and say, if you had a meal that you did not enjoy, you'd most likely ask for your money back, right?
You betcha.
Well, plenty of players are getting their entire refunds for digital versions of the game.
Rip.
So,
Makes sense. I mean, that's the best thing they can do at this point. Like, that's a tough loss, but if you want to try and maintain them or get them back, you got to do this.
yeah. Um, no. Again, though, CD Projekt Red has basically said, look, we understand. We are rolling out updates as fast as we can. Maybe one a night, like for Hanukkah, like you said. Um, which is great and all, but if you're not in the U.S.,
Oh, man.
as this article by Gabe Gerwin on GameSpot says, not every region has its own customer support hotline,
Man,
and not everyone who called said they were offered the refund either.
I would be livid.
So
I would be done.
that
Best
that's
of
why you
luck.
don't. This right here. That's why you don't pre-order video games.
Correct. Pre-order
So-
consoles, not video games.
Yeah.
That way they can get a scope of how many consoles they want to get out there. Don't do this.
And then pre-order like 10 more and scalp them.
Yup, that's the key.
Yeah. God, I still hate those bastards.
They are the worst. The worst. You know it's not the worst, though?
What's up?
Nintendo doing their Nindies, my dude. I love these. I absolutely love these. They are just so fun. Nice, quick 15 minutes. Fortunately, this time it's later. It's 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is 11 a.m. for me. So very excited about that. Are there any developers you're excited to see something from or hopeful that you'll see anything from?
I'd be curious to hear from like Annapurna or Devolver Digital if they're considered indie, but at this point I don't really consider them indie.
Which is crazy to think about, because I was going to mention Devolver Digital as well, because I guarantee they're going to have something in here, but it's like, are they indie though?
I mean, they work on like 4 games at a time
Yeah, which is
and release
crazy.
them all like pretty consistently.
But then like the games, I guess it's about the scope of the games, right? Because I mean they're good
Yeah.
games. They're like, but they're just so much smaller than something like Cyberpunk or Breath of the Wild or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm excited to
that's
see
fair.
what comes from this though, from Devolver Digital at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Keep an eye out. Keep updated. I'm probably gonna reach out to some of these people about streaming some of their games
hell yeah.
because your boy loves his Switch and indies.
And these, I think, are where some of the best stories are told. If you want a very, I'm not gonna say that all mainstream like big games are lack any sense of uh, narrative creativity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I think the way that a narrative can be explored more often than not is played with in a more creative way with indies.
Inside, dude.
Yeah.
That's a. There's so many good indies. Oh man. Oh man. I
Wait a
just
minute.
realized Sports Story should have something on here. That would be super great. I know they pushed it back till next year, but there could be something. Boop boop boop.
Could be. Could be something.
I won't want it.
Could be Ape Out 2
Woo!
or Ape. What is it? Ape Escape.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Ape
thinking of.
out. Oh my god.
Um,
I won't want it.
let's go from this to from some of the smaller games into some of the biggest games.
Yeah. Let's do it. The Game Awards are done. Crowns have been handed out. People
Yes.
people are upset, as is tradition.
Yeah. So last week, it was last week, right? We went over the
Correct.
nominees.
Yup. Yup. Yup.
So this week, do you want to, I don't know, do you want to switch off or
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
want me
We'll
to
just
just
go
rattle
back.
them
We'll
off?
go back and forth down the list.
Okay.
You can go first.
So I'm just gonna go right from the top.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
Game of the year. The winner was Last of Us Part 2.
Called it. Best game direction. The winner. Last of Us. Part 2.
Best narrative. Winner was Last of Us Part 2.
Best art direction. A change up here. Goes to Tsushima.
Oh. Uh, Score and music. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That doesn't surprise me. Their music's always so good. But best audio design went to Last of Us Part 2.
Best performance. The winner goes to Laura Bailey as Abby in The Last of Us Part 2.
Yes, sir. Games for Impact. The winner was Tell Me Why.
Best ongoing game. The winner was No Man's Sky.
Best Indies. Best Indie was Hades.
Best mobile game. The winner is Among Us.
RIP
Yeah.
Genshin Impact. Best community support. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout.
Best VR/AR. Half-Life Alex.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Innovation and accessibility. Winner, Last of Us Part 2.
Best action. Hades.
Hell yeah, baby. Best
Oh, I got some stuff to say about that.
best action I know you do. Best action adventure. The Last of Us Part 2.
Best role-playing game. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Get fucked every other game there, even though another one was a remake, but still. Not even a remake, just like an expansion. Best fighting: Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate.
Family game. Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Best sim strategy: Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Is that I'm sorry, but why is that the in the is that why is that tied into one category? Anyway, we'll talk about that in a sec.
Yes,
Best
sir.
sports and racing. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Get fucked everything else. Best multiplayer: Among Us.
Content Creator of the Year. The winner goes to Valkyrie. Valkyrie?
Valkyrie?
Valkyrie? Is that
I think that's how
just
it's spelled.
regular Valkyrie?
I think so. Best debut game: Phasmophobia.
Best esports athlete.
The
The
rest
winner.
of this is just esports stuff. Do you want to just skip it?
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Fuck it. Yeah. Uh. All right. So what?
Right from the
Let's
top. Go for it.
let's go back to the top. Let's talk game of the year.
What do you think?
And you know what? We can tie our own into this as well if you'd like.
Okay. I'm down for that.
Do you want to? So the winner for them was The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
What's the number one game of the year in your eyes?
Obviously, it's Bug Snacks. Not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I was gonna let you kind of.
Oh, go on about it? No, I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
for me personally, it's just Bug Snacks. Of the games I've played this year, that's the one I enjoyed the most. It's just goofy, fun, really good experience. Just had a lot of good times doing it. And voice acting was awesome. Story was really good, actually. Mechanics were fun. It's just a good time. Good time. Well-rounded, simple puzzle game, but I love the hell out of it. How about you? What was your game of the year?
My game of the year was Doom Eternal.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Uh, Now keep in mind these are games that I've played, or at least will be playing soon as far as my top 5 go.
Mm-hmm.
But going down the list for me, my top 5 are Doom Eternal, Animal Crossing New Horizons, The Last of Us Part 2, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and Ghost of Tsushima. I have not played Ghost of Tsushima yet, but I intend to sometime this week.
Hell yes.
I've heard from everyone and anyone, Hades is good.
Same.
I own it. I have not played it yet, though. So that's why it does not crack the top 5 for me.
Yeah. I'm going to smash that nut button for Hades.
Sounds good.
For my top 5 was Bug Snacks, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Super Mario Bros. 35, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remake, and Fall Guys. I didn't play
Fall Guys almost.
I didn't play
Fall
a lot of
Guys
new games
almost
this
put
year,
in.
so yeah.
Yeah. When I was making this list, actually we kind of put our lists together at the same time. So you heard me talking, and I was just like, man, I couldn't see myself putting Fall Guys in there as a top 5 game for me.
I put the time
I'd
in.
rather put a game that like I've at least seen someone else play IRL, you know.
Yeah. I didn't play much, so I was like, you know what? It makes the list.
Yeah. A super underrated game in my opinion this year, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yeah.
I have not beaten it yet. But that's a game that I've just kind of let be like something for me.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
I played like a lot in one day. I played like 4 or 5 hours, and you know, I know I've done Overwatch streams like that where it goes way longer than the typical stream of ours, but for Ori, it was just like the more I played it, the more I wanted to keep playing it.
Yeah.
Um, which I think is important and good enough for me to crack the top five.
Hell yeah.
Um, I
I
made
need
a
to play it. Need to get around to it.
yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a little cheesy at the beginning, I
Yeah.
guess,
Whatever.
but that's any game really.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, Wheels. Ori is such a beautiful game. That is a fact.
yeah. Uh, The Last of Us Part Two. I did make a point uh to stream every second I had with that game.
Man, that ending though. Whew. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I wish I had not streamed that.
Oh man, I you handled it so much better than I would. I would have been a fucking wreck.
Yeah.
God, I would have been fucked. It was so good. Such a good ending.
Yeah. And the who could forget the ending in Animal Crossing New Horizons, right?
That game ends.
No. It never ends.
And that's their
Which is
plan.
yeah, that's the whole point. I am starting to notice a trend for myself where uh I still like challenging games,
Yeah.
but anymore I also like the relaxing games. I used to consider them casual or whatever. You're not a gamer if you don't like this.
Yeah.
Uh, but Animal Crossing, it's a nice, relaxing game.
Nice.
Um,
I'll talk about my relaxing game when we get to the end of the podcast because I think you'll appreciate what the fuck I've been playing.
and my number one, Doom Eternal. I love the music. I love the challenge. I love the system they have in game of like how to manage your health. The way that you they intentionally designed the game so that you're constantly low on ammo, so you have to switch between your guns.
Mm-hmm.
I just I can't. Well, I can get enough of it, but what I played of it, I loved every second of it. Even
Nice.
if I may have seemed a little tight sometimes.
It seemed like you were having some fun.
uh,
It seemed
the
a little
deal,
challenging here and there.
I'll say the DLC is completely infuriating at points. Almost straight up unfair. And there are some real apologists for that crap, and
Nah.
um, the I don't mind it so much that it's constant.
Mm-hmm.
Like you constantly are fighting things, demons, but uh, there's just some real BS moments. I'm thinking in particular of the blood swamps where
Yo.
there's fog everywhere and there's a possessed demon and they just fuck with you. And this possessed demon in particular is crawling all over the gosh dang map
Yo.
and very, very extremely frustrating.
Yes. I loved
Was
watching you play it though.
oh god, yeah. Yeah, we see who else in the chat saying, I like relaxing games. Plays Doom Eternal every other stream. Well, maybe one of these days I'll actually finish the DLC. I'm getting close. I think.
All right, I got a good question for you though.
Yes, sir.
So you had your top 5 games of the year. Are there any games that are really like standing out for you for next year?
For next year?
We don't know that much.
No. I, I, you pose that.
I know Sports Story is coming out Q2. That's all I know for games that are coming out next year. Hoping that new Breath of the Wild. Hoping for fucking Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, but doubtful.
Let's see. Here we go. Um, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, obviously.
Well, duh.
Um, n- nothing. Deathloop.
Oh yeah,
Deathloop.
shit, that comes out next year. That'll be dope. That'll be a cool game.
Yeah. Uh, sorry, I had to pull up a thing here. Halo Infinite, I think, is going to be a gigantic release.
That's true. When it
Let's
eventually
have
comes
a
out, it'll be massive.
yeah.
The fact that it
Which
wasn't
they did
released with
say it's coming out.
quarter one, right? Nice,
Yes.
nice.
Other than
I
that, though, like I don't know.
there's
There's
no
not a whole lot that I'm looking at. I mean, what else even is there? Uh,
nothing, nothing.
I'm hoping that there's going to be an announcement that an episode of, because I remember Telltale before they shut down
Oh yeah.
or got bought out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they had like news on another Wolf Among Us coming out.
Yeah.
So who knows? We'll see. I would like to see that. Um, more Doom DLC obviously will be coming as well.
Oh yeah.
Um, oh, that game Stray. Haha. But I don't really know. I
Yeah.
really don't know.
Same.
There's another Harvest Moon coming out.
Oh, is there?
It's called Harvest Moon One World for Switch.
Dope. Harvest Moon does well on Switch or on
Maybe
like
that'll be
Nintendo
the
platforms.
maybe that'll be the game that finally gets me off Animal Crossing.
That'll be my game of the year for sure. Oh, Resident Evil 8. That's true. That does look dope. So,
We'll see.
what do you think? Do you want to talk about any of these other awards? Are there any that really stood out to you that pissed you off?
Best action. I haven't played Hades, so again, I don't know. Um,
Should have been Streets of Rage 4.
yeah. Cannot believe Streets of Rage 4 got they got cucked right there. Is that what the kids say these days?
I want the kids. I believe so. That's a term that many Gen Zers say a lot. I thought that Last of Us was gonna do what it did. I figured as much with like all the awards it got and stuff, but I'm surprised honestly. Final Fantasy VII Remake got best role playing.
Yeah, I'm not shocked by that, although me personally, I would have a tough time voting for that if I had the vote.
I
Um,
Yeah,
huh?
I was gonna say I would pick that or Persona 5 Royal, but Royale, Royal. I'd pick It'd be between those two, but I also have not played Yakuza Like a Dragon, so
For me, it would have been actually those actually would have been two at the bottom of the list for me.
really,
Out of those five right there, yeah, they would have been at the bottom.
uh,
Um,
Genshin Impact your number one.
no, no. I would look at Wasteland 3. I haven't played it, but I know that uh, the craftsmanship that goes into the narrative for the Wasteland series, Yakuza Like a Dragon, I heard is actually like the best-selling Yakuza game ever, or
That's
something
awesome.
like that. But for me, like I just have a tough time grappling with the idea of both Final Fantasy and Persona 5 Royal having that like base to work from. I
Mm-hmm.
know it's a remake, and then like Persona 5 is
It's
like
like an
it's
expansion.
it's basically an expansion, right? So having that base though already kind of set, and just kind of like extrapolating and building up off of that,
Yeah.
um, doesn't. While they can still, they could have fucked it up, I guess. But it just doesn't hold a lot of water for me
Yeah.
as far as making the argument for best role playing game
Well,
of the year.
yeah. I mean, Final Fantasy
Uh,
VII is in the same world. It is built from the ground up, which is pretty cool. But I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Like I'm not trying to take. Well, I am trying to take some away, but I'm not trying to take too much away to where I don't recognize what they did with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just saying, you know, the foundation was set. Whereas like Wasteland 3, yeah, it's a new game in a series.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Same with like Yakuza and Genshin Impact, brand new IP.
That was crazy. That
So,
was in there. Yeah.
um, but Genshin I wouldn't have given it to either though,
Nah.
mostly because of the gotcha stuff.
Yep. Exactly.
I play Fire Emblem Heroes and
You know what
that
gotcha
shit
mechanics are.
sucks. Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of gotcha, we all got the rug pulled out from underneath us by having Mortal Kombat 11 be the best fighting game. Just
Yeah.
throwing that out there. There's no way that slow ass game was better than Street Fighter 5 or Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Just throwing that out there.
I was about to say Grand Blue Fantasy Versus got completely.
That was stolen from them.
Yeah.
Best family makes sense to me, but man, words. What words do you have to say about best sim and strategy? What do you think of this? Why are
I think they should be
this?
separate categories.
Yes.
Why is there simulation and strategy in the same? That should not even be the case.
Correct.
Uh, a simulation is like Sims. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Roller Coaster Tycoon 2.
Electric Boogaloo. Uh, like, what do you think was going through the voters' minds when they saw Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and XCOM Chimera Squad, all in the same category?
Ooh wee.
Because my guess
Oh
is,
yeah.
how the fuck do I pin these against each other? Uh, Obviously, I'm so glad that Microsoft Flight Simulator got the recognition it deserves
Yeah,
because
of
it is
course.
an incredible. Well, I want to say game, but it's practically not a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a simulation.
It's it's the simulation. It's so cool. Like the work they put into that is fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, all
But
these
then like
tactics
you
games.
take that though, and then
Mm-hmm.
you put that against strategy games.
Yup.
It's a completely different. It's apples to oranges. I just hate that.
Exactly. It's dumb. Like sports
Um,
racing makes sense to me, that being lumped together, but sim strategy, no, no, stop,
right.
stop, Jeff Keighley, please.
Um, I want to move on to another category actually, and
Do
to
it.
talk about briefly, and that's best debut game.
Ah,
Phasmophobia got
popped
the win there,
off.
which I think is very very well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
The ambient sound that they use in that game, of like whether or not you're talking into the walkie-talkie or not, is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And the concept in general is neat.
Yeah.
Um, I I have yet to play Carry On, um, and the other three I just straight up haven't heard of yet. So, whoops.
Oops. Yeah.
But Phasmophobia I think deserves it. Although I'd really really appreciate it if they'd put a sprint button in there.
Yeah. God.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't think I
Gosh,
have
was there
any.
anything else?
I don't have anything
Uh,
else to really say about all of these. I knew Animal Crossing was going to win Best Family Game.
yeah. Best mobile game should have gone to Genshin Impact, probably.
It should have.
Probably.
Honestly.
Um, let's see. What was I gonna say?
Were you going to talk about Dirt 5 a lot?
Score and music. I get it. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm just saying, me personally, I enjoy Doom Eternal's music.
I was going to say, I know you're a big fan of Doom Eternals. It's good.
Um, I don't know what to think about how many of these like big awards Last of Us Part 2 won.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to play it again, but I I don't know. It did not. The narrative definitely.
I'd say the performance as well.
Narrative and performance, yes. But
Direction,
otherwise,
I don't agree with. I think we were talking about it in the Discord quite a bit,
yeah,
and I would not give that to Last of Us 2.
that's one where I think any of those first three, Hades, Ghost of Tsushima, or even Final Fantasy VII Remake, it makes sense. Half-Life Alyx definitely has like a style to it, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if I'd quite lump that in for direction,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
for sure.
Last of Us Part 2 took that though,
Yup. Yup.
and Game of the Year, which, it's not often a game gets me to cry, especially not anymore as an old man. Um, so kudos to the folks at Naughty Dog,
Yeah,
uh,
definitely.
all the devs that worked on it.
Crushed it, man. They did great.
Yeah.
You know who else has been doing some great work? This blew my mind. I didn't know anyone was doing this.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. I was surprised to find out this was an actual person.
Yeah. Fucking double agent. User double agent plays a Pandaren monk. Managed to reach level 50 without leaving the starting zone with a Wandering Isle, which
Picking a
is meant for.
lot of flowers.
Yeah. So many.
Level 60.
Unreal. Like, why? Why? He didn't reveal how long it took to gather that many flowers since the launch of Shadowlands on November 23rd, but the process was made quicker, at least by the expansion's more generous approach to leveling up. This person's done it before. Oh my gosh. 8,000 hours to reach level 110 in the Legion expansion. Why? Oh my gosh.
That is truly the the most committed I think I've ever seen to someone playing a role.
They are committed to their role in the role playing game.
Yeah. Which, a lot
Good.
of people, it's kind of funny to think about that someone who is actually role playing in the MMO role playing game
Yup.
uh over the chat.
Please put that man in jail.
He's the one role playing. Everybody else, think of it like this, right?
They're just
Just
playing.
think about this from this perspective, right?
All right.
Everybody that plays that game winds up getting pretty much the same quests
Yes, sir.
and does the same shit. Goes on the same raids. Are they really role playing or are they playing a role, if that makes sense? Like that distinction.
Q, Chris Nolan, fucking big droning hits. That was some deep.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
At
This.
least this guy chose, you know what? I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna be totally passive. And I'm just gonna sit here pick flowers.
So many. So many.
And but he also had to stay committed to it. And that's how you get articles written about you, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That's my thing. And Neutral Agent is their Twitter. Double Agent is the name they use in game. But man, like, what, what brilliant, what a brilliant idea for like recognition. So simple, so good. Like that kind of stuff just really gets you noticed. But it's so dumb and so simple. It's like, why am I not thinking of stuff like that?
Yeah.
I know Admiral Akbar watches a streamer who plays '07 RuneScape, whatever the original, like whatever you call the original RuneScape, and just does grind quests for hours on end. And Admiral Akbar will just have a stream up forever, just like background noise of this dude doing the same grind quest. And I'm like, he has so many people watching him. I'm like, man, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do?
I actually I forget, I think it was in an Overwatch stream, was chatting with Basm a little bit about maybe him being my little guide for starting off a RuneScape thing.
Oh, dude, that would be great.
Uh, but if I do it, I don't know. This guy, neutral, sorry, double agent, has convinced me maybe instead of doing anything, I'll just be like a fucking fisherman.
Yeah.
And but
Yeah,
uh,
just become a farmer. That way I can make memes that are like a farmer, a man of your talents.
that's that would be something. I'm not even sure how you if you can
You should,
if you can like have to decide, oh, I need to own a farm or something like that. I don't know anything like that.
chat wants you to be a skiller, no combat. RuneScape.
Okay,
Let's do
I'll
it.
do it. I'll do it.
Pacifist run.
I'm not sure I'm ready for this. Everybody's so hyped for me to
Play
get into
RuneScape.
RuneScape, and I've never ever touched that game. I hope you all understand that.
I've told you about the guy I went to high school with whose nickname on the soccer team was RuneScape, right?
No.
Okay, so everyone on stream, Gilmore and Basm, you know this man. Uh, Before, when he was a freshman and I was in 8th grade, apparently he was skipping practice. Like, he kept telling the coaches he had to go work at his dad's hardware store. And one time they went over to, they're like, man, we should just talk to his dad and see if it's cool if he, like, comes to more practices. They go there, and this motherfucker's skipping soccer practice to play RuneScape. So they just called him RuneScape. Like, hey, yo, RuneScape, pass me the ball.
Like the creative placement of a comma there, Basim. Run, escape. Oh, oh.
That is it. That's it. Oh my gosh. So, Cal, what have you been playing though?
I played a little bit of Overwatch, a little bit of actually, I played some Animal Crossing New Horizons off stream
Hell yes.
just to make that cheddar, make that money,
Oh
you
man,
know.
dude.
Really.
I've been getting a lot of shit for Catastrophe. She's like, "Are you gonna start it yet?" She's like, "Look how cute my snowmen are," and I'm like, "They are really cute."
I'm gonna have all mine lined up in like a single file lines
Nice.
right out of like once you get off the plane. That'll be the first thing you fucking see. It's just this like army of snowmen.
Snowman.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Oh man. Anything else? Some Smash.
Uh,
Playing more Smash than usual.
yeah. Well, I hopped on after um, Endless Cadenza uh, wasn't up for I mean,
A 6-hour
he had a
streamer.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He bounced a little early, so I decided to hop on for like an extra half hour or so and proceeded to just get bodied by wheels.
That's what he do.
Yeah. I need to practice. We gotta go back to the drawing board.
Yup.
Gotta go back to the lab.
I don't know if you know this, and someone can clip this for the if you're watching on Twitch. Make sure to clip this and tag him in it. But Wheels is a crazy good me gunner player, and not like custom me gunner, like the Wheels me Wii gunner. So good. Don't let him tell you anything else. Everyone who saw the stream knows it's disgusting.
All right.
But
You know,
oh man, I can't get enough Smash. Just been playing that
I
a
ne-
lot.
I just need to work on my cloud is all. If I play a bullshit character, I mean, I'll just win every time, right?
I mean, that's what you do. You play Joker, you play
Play
Shulk, you
Joker, Bowser, Shulk.
just play bullshit
I'll just play
characters.
all the good. I'll play all the good characters, none of the bad characters, and I'll
Exactly.
win.
Uh, I've been
Although I loved how Endless Cadenza finally came to the conclusion that Yoshi's basically a broken character with his armor.
yup with his up B.
Oh man. What about you? What you been playing?
Oh man, I've been playing more video games than I have in so long. Smash, Mario Kart, been busted out that Tony Hawk. Played a little bit of that. Luigi's Mansion, moving along. And then my guy, I re-downloaded my Game Boy emulator on my phone.
Oh,
I've been playing the Pokemon trading card game.
holy fuck! Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, that game is so good. I'm gonna start
Oh my
streaming it.
god.
It's so fucking good. Like, I cannot get enough of that game. I was playing it. I literally played it for like 4 hours yesterday. I'm like, but why?
Oh my god. Oh man.
It's so easy to just get lost in that game. The music is fucking fantastic. It's just so easy to just sit down and play forever. And I'm gonna play it more after I get done streaming. As soon as we're done with the podcast, I'm gonna make food and play Pokemon trading card game.
Well,
Man,
well, god dang! I won't stop you from that. Uh, if y'all like what you've heard so far, make sure to give us a like, a follow, a favorite, a subscription if you so desire. Um,
we're moving right up. We're
let's
almost to
see.
200. Everyone, keep an eye out. Gonna be doing some shit at 200 followers. So
Yeah, I
tell your
forget what I even said that I would do at 200
you're
followers,
gonna eat
but
something super spicy. Remember
oh fuck. I'm gonna eat
that
that
chip?
chip. Yeah, the Pocky chip.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm doing a mukbang of a full-size walking taco.
Oh yeah, the family sized Dorito bag.
With a pound of fake ground beef, but and then a bag of shredded cheese and a bunch of shredded probably one of those little small bags of dull shredded lettuce. Just throw the whole thing in. It's gonna be a
Holy
nightmare.
shit. What if you broke up that Pocky chip and sprinkled that in and then stirred it all up so
That'd be
you don't know
dope.
when you're gonna get it? Oh,
Dude, okay, so my favorite restaurant in Des Moines, Lucky Lotus, they stopped putting in the chili powder for you, or like the chili flakes, and they're like, you do it yourself now. That way you control the heat. And I'm like, dope. I always got twos from you guys, so I'll just keep getting twos. And I'm so bad at mixing it that I'll get like a broccoli stock that's just covered in chili flakes. And I'll eat it and I'm just sobbing and I'm like, yeah, this is really good. God. Also, who you eat walking tacos with Doritos, right?
I like don't even know what else you you know what? You know what sounds actually kind of good
I,
is one of those you know the Fritos chili
the chili
cheese?
yeah,
God, that would be good
that'd be
with
super good. See, that's what I was gonna
we call
say.
that the running taco because it's a chili dog, but
It gets
not chili dog. It's chili cheese.
you just gotta run.
Fritos. You gotta go fast.
Make a
Gotta
walking
run to the toilet.
yeah, exactly. It slides out like it slides in. do a walking taco with a can of Pringles. Just two tacos.
We call this the taco enema. Fuck.
Just
Oh,
pounding
man.
it in. So I was watching a movie, and the person who wrote and directed this movie was from Iowa, and she made sure to include walking tacos, and I was so pumped. I'm like, this is hilarious. What a good touch. They did Fritos. I'm like, that's not right. No. We don't play like that. Like, I mean, sure, it's good, but it's Doritos.
Let me just make sure. I was just gonna ask. You do it with Doritos, right?
Yeah,
I do. I've always done it with Doritos.
We were talking about it on a Mario Kart stream. They literally make bags now that are like tear away for like making walking tacos.
Yeah, that's the
what
point.
you do. Yeah. It's always been Doritos. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Follow me on all those socials at Jake the Mayor. Going to be dropping a pretty dope tweet later today. We're a month out today from Scott Pilgrim, so get ready for that. Going to be streaming a shit ton of that. And make sure to follow Cal on Twitter at Humble Halfwit.
I'm pretty funny, but also sometimes I get on Twitter and I'm pissed off, so I'll retweet a bunch of political bullshit. So
Hey man, it happens.
it's back and forth.
I've never seen a candidate win a presidency 50 times before. Another thing I didn't expect out of 2020. Oh, that's true. You have a...
Yes. So we'll end the stream. We'll end the podcast there.
Right there.